Swinburne University of Technology is located east of central Melbourne, in the inner city suburb of Hawthorn. The campus is compact and vertical, with a train line running through the centre. Students come here for technology degrees such as media, IT, and engineering, but also for teaching qualifications, business courses, and more. The university is accessible to Australians and a growing study destination for international students from around the world.
Swinburne University.
Swinburne is about meeting the big demand that exists for technical and vocational degrees. It started out in 1908 as the Eastern Suburbs Technical College. That applied focus has persisted even after Swinburne became a university in 1992. Entry requirements are quite relaxed. It is not hard to get into Swinburne, with a required ATAR of around 65 on average. Arts and business degrees typically require scores of 60 and above, while education and science programs set a minimum ATAR of 70. The university has grown steadily. Swinburne had over 45,000 students at last count, placing it as the 12th largest Australian uni. 82% of students are enrolled in bachelor degrees, the highest rate in Victoria. More than a third of students are international, reflecting Swinburne's appeal in applied fields like IT, engineering, and business. But education is the most popular field of study here. 21% of enrolments are in teaching and related courses, more than double the national average. Over a third of aspiring teachers in Victoria study here. With more than 7,000 undergraduate education students, Hawthorn is easily the largest single campus for teacher training in Australia. For a relatively young university, Swinburne does well in university rankings. It places in the 200s globally and in the mid-teens within Australia, putting it in the same broad group as universities like Deakin, Curtin, QUT, and RMIT. That level of ranking is typical for a large applied university that delivers technology, engineering, and professional degrees. For most employers, a Swinburne degree is well recognised, particularly in technical and industry-connected fields. Studying at the Hawthorn campus puts you right into the inner east of Melbourne. Swinburne is built into Glenferrie Road, with campus buildings spread along a busy shopping and dining strip. When classes finish, students can step into cafes, takeaway food, and supermarkets. Hawthorn is an established inner city suburb packed with residential streets and commercial activity. During the day, the area is busy with people moving between classes, shops, and public transport. Outside daylight hours, most activity centres on food and retail, rather than campus venues. A conspicuous part of the campus is the train line running through the middle, dividing it into north and south sections. The trains run on an elevated platform, allowing students to cross underneath. From Glenferrie Station, it's around a 10-minute train ride to reach the city. There isn't much walking required here compared to most uni campuses in Australia. The buildings are tall and clustered together, and the train drops people right into the middle of campus. Classes, the train station, and everything along Glenferrie Road are all close together. The classes that students attend cover the major fields, but with certain strengths and weaknesses in terms of faculty size. Unusually, education is the biggest field of study. It's followed by management and commerce, which accounts for around 19% of enrolments, close to the national average. Information technology is the next largest area at around 16% of students, much higher than normal. Engineering follows at around 11%, which is also higher than at many Australian unis. Creative arts is also big at Swinburne, accounting for about 10% of enrolments, which is double the normal size. The courses cover media, design, and digital production. At the other end, health and natural sciences are much smaller. Just 1 in 20 students are enrolled in health-related degrees, and just 2% in natural and physical sciences. There is no medical school. where you can reasonably live as a Swinburne student, is defined by the east-west train line. Road traffic in this part of Melbourne is often congested, but the train provides a reliable way to get to campus from both the inner city and the eastern suburbs. With Glenferrie Station right next to the Hawthorn campus, many students live along the rail corridor and commute in by train. This includes inner city areas like Richmond, nearby suburbs such as Camberwell, and more affordable options further east like Box Hill and Ringwood. As a broad guide, weekly rent for a room often starts in the low 200s, with prices rising into the 300s and 400s depending on location and the type of property. Living closer to campus usually costs more, while living further out means a longer but still straightforward train trip. The social life on campus has mixed reviews, with students commenting that the vibe leans towards professional. Hawthorn lacks a large enclosed campus with central lawns or plazas where students naturally gather. With busy Glenferrie Road close by, the energy is often drawn away, and casual meetups tend to happen off campus. The nearby Hawthorn Hotel runs student discount events such as Tight Ass Tuesday. The university does offer a wide range of clubs and societies, including sport, cultural groups, esports, and football. There are plenty of ways to get involved. The issue raised by some undergraduates is less about availability and more about momentum. Without a strong central campus space, social life doesn't happen organically. Student survey data backs up the idea that the uni is more about results than daily fun. Recent bachelor graduates report high course satisfaction at 79%, above the national average of 76%, suggesting students largely get what they came for academically. However, only 48% of current students rate their interactions with peers positively, well below the national average of 60%. That gap points to a campus where study outcomes are strong, but social connection can be inconsistent. There's a general tendency for students to come in for classes and leave shortly afterwards, rather than spending long stretches on campus. For some, that's fine. For others, particularly recent school leavers expecting a buzzing social scene, it can be a drawback. So, what's our overall assessment? Swinburne seems to be growing because it knows what it's good at. It has clear strengths in technical and creative fields, along with teacher education and business. And it doesn't try to be everything to everyone. That practicality shows up in outcomes. Recent bachelor graduates report high levels of course satisfaction well above the national average, which suggests the university generally delivers on what students enroll for. Employment outcomes are also strong, particularly given Swinburne's relatively low entry standards. That points to value being added by the uni itself, rather than results being driven by only accepting high achievers. To get the most out of Swinburne, you may benefit from a similar mindset. You need to know what you want to study, choose a field where the university is strong, and treat uni as a step towards a career outcome. For students who do that, Swinburne can be a very solid option. If a strong party scene and campus social life is a priority, this may not be the best fit. But if you're career focused and interested in applied fields where Swinburne has depth and size, it's a uni that appears to do its job very well.